Digging deep in your soul as the legends unfold. Cause it's your turn to run! Join the team. Roll, critical, roll. Hey team, this is McGuireReview, and today we have something very special and very cool. As you can see on the table, we have the brand new Wizkids Critical Role miniatures from the Wildemount. And these are going to be coming from Campaign 2 in the setting of Wildemount with the Mighty Nine. We are going to have a number of new sets that are going to be available. You're going to get everything from creatures to the various factions to the mighty Udaak. It is absolutely enormous, as you can see there. We're going to get everything out of the package. We're going to get up close. Bear is going to hit us with the miniature cam. If you can't see Bear, Bear is right there. He is going to hit us with the miniature cam up close on all these models to see what Wizkids has got in store for us. And these look absolutely amazing. I've really been excited about these for a long time, been waiting on them. And they did arrive as of today. So we're going to shoot these. Now, you will be able to get your hands on these in June the 2nd, 2021. That's when these drop, June the 2nd, 2021. So if it is before June the 2nd, 2021, you are watching these, then you cannot buy them. If it is after that point, then you can also get your hands on these as I have my hands on them now. Therefore, we will both be able to have our hands on them. Okay, let's take a quick look at the packaging, and they all are going to follow the same kind of look here with the packaging. So you will have the larger Critical Role logo right here at the top, which I think looks really nice, packaged here at the top of the box. A nice window box for each one of those, just like you would normally see from Wizkids when they do more of a limited or a special release of a set of miniatures. You're going to see this nice window box here. So if you are a collector and you do just want to buy these and keep them right there in the box, you can do that. And you can leave them just like that. You can see all of them really nicely. And the window box is really wide. You can see all the miniatures. It isn't one of those deals where you can't see some of them because of how it's positioned or the background's too dark. The background's nice and light. Has a map of Wildemount there on the background, I believe, is an overarching map of the whole area. Okay, so that looks good. And on the sides, you're going to see pictures of each one of the miniatures that's included in the box. Now, the one thing I would say from a review perspective is it would have been nice to have just the name of maybe what that miniature was right printed under each one of the miniatures, just so you know what you're getting in the box. If you are a big Critical Role fan, you're going to be able to just look at these and know exactly what they are and what you're getting. I'm a fan of Critical Role. I watch Critical Role regularly, but I cannot identify what every single one of these are. I mean, obviously I can see Pumat Prime up here in this one, which is pretty awesome. So I can identify that very easily. Some of the other ones as well, but not all of them. So it would have been cool to have just the name under each one of those. Just a little feedback from a review perspective. Other than that, that's our packaging. The last thing we will find is the awesome Mighty Nine logo that they have on each one of the boxes. Okay, so that's what the boxes are going to look like. We're now going to get into each one of them and where should we start. You know what? I think I'm going to save the big one for last. So we're going to save that for last. What we'll do is let's hit the factions first. Okay, let's hit the factions first, and then we will come back and we will hit the monsters. So I'm going to set all of this up here, and we're going to go through these one at a time. We'll put these right down. We'll put these right here, okay? So we can still take a look at those as we're going through. Okay, so the first faction we're going to take a look at is the Dwendalian Empire, and this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miniatures in it, and they all look really good through the window box. We're going to get out the sleeve, and we're going to open these up. Careful, careful, Bear. We will open these up, and Bear will be getting some up front and close miniature cam work on these as we do go through them. Okay, so thank Bear for that extra work. Okay, there we go. So that's just going to come right out of the package. Bear, hold that. Thank you. We're going to set this right here. And you can see what that looks like when it comes right out of the package. They actually have the miniatures in there pretty tight. And I do I would not recommend just grabbing the miniature at the top and trying to pull it out. You may rip it off the base, so you might want to be careful with that. Sometimes when they're in there really tight, okay? So we're going to pop these out one by one. Okay, so let's go through each one of these, and we'll hit these with the miniature cam as we go through. The first thing I'm going to do before we do start the miniature cam is I'm just going to take an overall look at each one of the miniatures and just kind of, we do a lot of Wizkids unboxings here on the channel. So I know about the quality of what we should have here and what I'm looking for. And these do look really good. I mean, they're definitely on par with any of the new sets. Potentially a little bit better when it comes to how tight the colors are on the models. I'm loving here Pumat's Soul, how the book is opened up, and the sculpting and the posing, the little writing you can see actually on the book. That looks really cool. We'll get up on these close here in just a minute. Everything's looking great. I love the way that some of the paints are on there that gives it kind of a matte look finish. Okay, so they're not real shiny, and they look really good like that with this like sort of matte finish they have on them. Really, really good. Okay, so overall, these are looking great. The eyes are nice and tight. They almost look like they're decaled on there. Those are awesome. Everything looks great. Yeah, everything looks great. These look awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm absolutely... Oh, this is great. This one's really good. The wash is done perfectly. Let's see here on the little translucent plastic. That looks really cool, how that's done, sort of sparking out of the hand. Awesome. Okay, what do we got in the set? We have got Halls of Prides. We got a Call Farmer, 25 of 43. We got the Farmer. Then we have a Dragonborn, a Ravenite Dragonborn, 20 of 43. We're going to put these right up front like this. We'll go through each one of them. Okay. We got a Dwendalian Aristocrat, 21 of 43. There's our Aristocrat. We've got the mighty Pumat's Soul. I'm so glad they put this one in here. 26 of 43. It's probably one of the coolest sculpts, definitely in this set. It may be one of the coolest, like, actual humanoid sculpts that you're getting in the whole entire set. That's just my opinion. I mean, the mighty legendary Pumat's Soul. How cool is that? There we go. I'm sure that's going to be a very popular set, just to be able to get Pumat's Soul. Then we got a Dragonborn. This is a Drakenblood Dragonborn, 19 of 43. Again, they are utilizing those clear bases with a very outlined white lettering on the bottom. So you really can't see it when you're looking down. You do have to turn it over to be able to see what it is. We've got another Farmer, 22 of 43. I love this female Farmer that we have there. And then a Crownsguard, 23 of 43. The Crownsguard is really cool, the way that looks. Then we have a Brand Soldier, a Righteous Brand Soldier, 24 of 43. And finally, our Volstrucker Agent, 18 of 43. And I really like the way that looks as well. That's really cool, just with that cloak, and that little translucent energy kind of zapping, sort of electrifying out of the hand. What an awesome first set. Okay, let's get into the next faction. What do we got here? We've got the Kryn Dynasty and Xhorhas, the factions. So let's open this up. Woo! Okay, got that one out now. And I do highly recommend that you pop them out. You pull that plastic piece up, and there's a little ring that is exposed under each one that your finger can fit through, and pop them up from the bottom. Do not grab them and try to pull them out. They are in there very tight, and you will rip the model off the base. I promise you. So, it's good, that they're in there nice and tight. They're not going to move around. They're not going to go anywhere. But when you're taking them out, you do need to make sure you're popping them out from the bottom. Okay? Wow, this set looks amazing as well. Okay, wow, a lot of purples, a lot more vibrant coloring on this set. Little bit of the translucent. These look amazing. Oh my god. Dunamancy Wizard. All right, we're going to start going through these. Dunamancy Wizard, 35 of 43. Okay, put that right there. Okay, let's make sure that we know where our separation is between our factions. Okay. Oh, these look so good. I love the posing and the sculpts on these. So good. We got a wizard here. Graviturgy Wizard, 33 of 43. Oh, she looks great. This is a Trader of Crime, 31 of 43. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, this is a Noble 32 of 43. Wow, this one's really cool too. Got that noble-esque look. Here we've got a Dark Elf Rogue 28 of 43. This one looks really neat. I like how they did the wash on the face on this one. That purple cloak looks really good. You know, and I would say, you know, the quality is definitely following the quality of your... Ooh, this one's a little bit different. This is an Echo 30 of 43. Now, that one's completely different. That's just a total kind of darkish gray translucent model. This one's really cool. The Echo. Sick. Okay, and here is the match to that Echo. So here's the other model. So we'll see what that one is named. This is the Echo Knight, 29 of 43. So you've got the Echo Knight as well as the Echo that goes with it. So that's pretty cool that they included that. I like these little ones. Here's a Halfling, a Ludston Halfling, 27 of 43. Oh, it's such a cool little Halfling too. Oh, it's so cool. I mean, it totally like a Druid type Halfling. Very cool. That's well done. And I love the paint job on the staff with the little teal lines that match the teal in the flowers on the head as well as the pants. That looks really awesome. It's like a Tronergy wizard. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. 34 of 43. And that looks really cool. The detail in that little magic attack is amazing. It's actually got almost like a glitter that's... It may be how the light's hitting it, but I swear that the red translucent material almost has a glitter that's mixed into it to bring out like this. It feels like it looks like it has a glitter in it. That looks really cool. Okay, let's get into the last faction, which is Clovis, Concord, and Menagerie Coast is the last box we're going to have for the faction boxes. Oh, I cannot wait to get into the Creatures of Wildemount, which is coming up next. Okay, so now we got this out here. This is a great set as well. You know, I'll tell you, every one of these sets has got... All the models are posed so well, and the paint job is done so nicely on these. They all look so cool. Each one of them I pull out, I think, oh, I like this set better. Oh, no, I like this set better. They're all really cool. And the colors you can see here, it's got a little bit of purple, a little bit of black, a little bit of yellow. It's almost like they kind of used some different coloring through this particular set, where this set sort of had more of the grays and browns. We got more of the purples in this set. This is sort of a more colorful set you can see here as we go through. So we'll hit each one of them. This is the Clovis Noble, 38 of 43, like that little noble guy. All right, then we've got the Fisherman of Clovis, 37 of 43. Got a nice little fisherman. This is a great sculpt. And again, all of these obviously come from Wildemount, right? But you can use these for anything. And a lot of these models are very reusable because they kind of have a townsfolk type feel to them, which is pretty awesome. Clovis, Concord. This is the Zelixo, 39 of 43. Wow, this is a really cool one. I love that weapon that he's holding as well, which they've also put a little bit of a glitter metallic work on. Then we've got the Blood Hunter, 42 of 43, and this one's got a nice translucent yellow flame type sword, which is really awesome. I love this model. This is so cool. The Grinna, 41 of 43, holding that violin with a really cool pack on. The top hat that's done in purple. The paint job on this one is amazing. I love the Grinner. What a cool model. All right, then we've got the Shore Warden Soldier, 40 of 43. I really like the way they've sculpted this as well. This looks fantastic with the shield and the way they've done the spear, the outfit, just everything about this sculpt, I'm loving. This is a fantastic done sculpt. You know, sometimes you just get those ones that are like, wow, they just nailed it on that pose, the sculpt, the look, the coloring, everything. The Hollow one, 46 of 43. Now, this is pretty interesting as well, as there's like a sword stuck through this model, and then it kind of goes in and sort of breaks off to the side as he's carrying that axe. This has a real dead kind of look to him. I love how this tethered cloak is hanging off just sort of that left shoulder. How awesome is that? What a great sculpt on that one. And then the last one we have here is the Pallid Elf, 43 of 43. So there you go, the Palette Elf, and there is 43 of 43. All right, team, let's keep it going. Now we're going to get into the monsters. This is the Monsters of Wildemount 2. We'll start with 2, and then we'll go to 1. We're going to go number 2, then we're going to go number 1. All right, team, so this one does have a little bit more packaging. It's got the wire ties on it as well because it's got some bigger models versus just the smaller models that are kind of, you know, plastic pegged in there. This one does have some ties, and because I had to kind of take it fully out, I can show you what each one of the backings look just like this, where you've got this map in the background, which is actually really cool. You know, I like to get creative with a lot of this stuff, so if you wanted to keep these maps and maybe sort of like overlay them in a way where you can kind of create sort of a picture, I mean, obviously some of the things are going to be like overlaying, but that would look really cool actually framed up as well if you know, kind of filled in this area with pieces from another one of your set. That would look really cool. So we will put this to the side. Deep in my soul, the legend unfolds, and your turn. Woo! This set looks cool. Okay, now let's go through these little. Oh my god, this is nuts. Yeah, these. Oh, wow. Okay, these are awesome. Oh, I love the purple on that. Okay, let's start going through these. These are amazing. We got the Sea Fury. 11 of 43, and that, oh, I really like the look of that sculpt there. I don't know how many different ways I can use that. That's good. Let's put the old Sea Fury right there. Then we have a Warlock of Uk'otoa. 10 of 43. Oh, man. Oh, this guy looks so cool, too. Oh, and I love the green. I love that dark green, and they use a little bit of a brush of a lighter color, like a green or a yellowish color, to kind of bring out all of the tones of the muscle. And oh, it looks so good. Here we got a Moorbonder. This is a 15 of 43. And again, I hope that I pronounce everything properly. Again, I am a regular watcher of Critical Role, but I may mispronounce something here and there. So we've got a Gearkeeper construct. This is a 12 of 43, and I really like this Gearkeeper. This is really cool. They get that circular look with the blades all the way around. Very awesome. Okay, next one we have here is the Marrow Shallow Priest, 14 of 43. I absolutely love this one. There's a little bit of, you know, I'm not sure if that's bendage or if that's supposed to be like that. Again, these little plastic models, sometimes they can bend in the packaging. I think this one was bent just a little bit, but actually it just kind of went right back to where it should be. If you do ever have that problem, you can put it a little bit in some warm water and then dip it in cold water, and it'll go right back where it should be. I don't have a problem with that being kind of dipping down there a little bit. I think it's technically supposed to be shot out a little bit further, so I'll just kind of see how it looks. And I may fix it, I may not, I may leave it just like it is, because it still looks really good, and I kind of like that different variation of how the iron on that spike he's holding is kind of changing. It has sort of a chaotic look to it. That's really awesome. Okay, got a little bit of a water effect here. I love the paint job with the purples and the teals. Whenever they use those purples and teals, they really got a good color mix with those. This one looks so awesome, and I love sort of the kind of the water type magic that's being sort of shot out of the left hand there. I also like how they sculpted in, and they didn't need to do this, but I love how they sculpted in this rope that's sort of free form, almost just kind of moving around the model there. This one is fantastic. Okay, this here is nuts. I love how they did that purple into that grayish clear translucent as it's sort of like coming off of it, off the back. This one was done really, really well. This is the Gloom Stalker, 13 of 43. Wow. That one is done really well. Check that out on the miniature cam. Look at the face on that. It's even coming out of the mouth. Oh, it looks so good. So good. All right. Last one for the number 2, which is the Swarvane Basilisk, 16 of 43. Oh, this one looks good too. I like... Now, it's interesting on the water on this one. The water they did on this one has a very, very deep blue here, and then goes into kind of a clear white look as it's kind of splashing out. Now, they generally make the water a little darker than that, or a little lighter than that. It's an interesting blue that they've used on this particular model, but it looks really good. It's sort of an icy type water look. And one of the reasons I think it looks so good with that richer sky blue is the color contrast against this yellow. And that's something we've talked about here quite a few times in the reviews. Oh, look at the eyes. Oh, they did the eyes in like a metallic... It's not a color shift, but it's a metallic like purple. That looks awesome, which classes with that purple tongue. Very nice on the coloring on that. On the basilisk. That nailed it on the color contrast with that one. Okay, let's get into the 1. We did number 2. Now we're getting into the 1. I'm really excited about this one as well because it's got some really cool... the toad. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but that's the one that I'm really looking forward to checking out. Looks like they've nailed that one to the T. Okay, here we go, team. This is the last one of the... monsters of Wildemount, and then we're going to get into the mighty Udaak. Okay, so what we have here is a core spawn emissary, 2 of 43, and what I like about this one is the fact that they did put it in a flight pose, and they did use a translucent material for its wings, which is really cool. This is an Aorian Nullifier, 7 of 43, so there's some of the lower numbers here. Wow, this one's done really well. The sculpting of all the mouths and the tongue sort of on the chest there, coming out of that chest and the little teeth. This one's got a really, really well done sculpt on it. Oh, and it's even on the back too. Oh, that's so awesome. How it's on the back and the front. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. Oh, wow. I am really impressed here with these are nuts. Aorian Reverser, 8 of 43. This is just a beast of a thing with that. Now, that's an interesting color choice here with the dark green and black on the top and the pink undertone. It's a very unique contrast of colors. I've never seen anything like this. It's a pinkish purple with a dark green and a black. So that's a really interesting look there and color combination for that. I like it. It's just very different than anything that I've seen them do. Here we have the Shadow Ghast. This is a 5 of 43. Again, it's got that same look as what we saw here in this model, where it's just like sort of flaming or like ghosting off the back of it. Really gives it that shadowy, dark feel, and then this big red tongue like whipping out. That one's done really well. Oh, the monsters are where it's at. These are nuts. Core Spawn Crawler, 1 of 43. So here is the 1 of 43. This is a really unique little model there. Okay, let's do this one. This is the Husk Zombie at 4 out of 43. We've got our classic zombie. I do like the sculpting of how far he's coming up with those claws ready to come down for a strike attack. That looks really good. And then we have the core spawn, a seer. This is 3 of 43. This is a really well done model, and it's nice where they've used the translucent plastic on the bottom, and they've painted it in the back, but left it still kind of translucent, just a little bit in the front, giving it a really unique look with that teal. Again, love the teal that they're using in the coloring here with this set. And then the staff is awesome. I mean, the staff has got the purples and the teal matched with that brown. Color combo couldn't have been better on that one. That is fantastic. And the cloak on the back has actually got physical holes that are sculpted through the cloak. That's done very, very well. Now this eyeball, cat-like beast here, is something they actually just encountered recently. And I believe they encountered it earlier in the campaign as well. What is this called? This is a Aorian Absorber. 6 of 43. It's got this big eyeball kind of coming off of its tail. I love the orange and teal on this. Again, hitting that teal and just nailing it. And this is the big boy. This is the toad boy that I was waiting on. This one looks so cool. I love the greens and kind of the browns, the teeth. The way they did the eyes in red, all of the sort of horns and bubbles and kind of knots that are all over the skin. This was done so well. This bottom, like, clothing piece is done in a purple, and it's like, it's all, like, not tethered and ripped, but it's all, like, different sections that are kind of hanging down, and you can see they've sculpted the flow, so it gives a little bit of flow in the movement of that sculpt, and then the awesome sort of magic that's going back and forth here, and I like the fact that it's being held with both hands like that. That's really cool. This one is called the Nergalid. I believe is how you pronounce it, Nergalid. And it is 9 of 43. Wow. That might be my favorite out of all of them, even with how awesome every single one of these are. I don't know. It's a hard mix-up. Oh, it's a hard match. There's so many good ones, but I think that's my favorite right there. Just because the paint, the sculpt, the look, that thing is just deadly. I love this one. Bam! All right, it's time, team. It is time to get into the mighty Udaak. Whoo! That has got some scent. Oh my God, that's a lot of plastic. Okay, wow. All right. Woo! That has got some, woo! That is a lot of plastic, my friends. That is a lot of plastic. This one has got a nice big... This one's got a nice big map in it that you could probably slice down. I don't know. I'm going to take all these maps and try to put them together. There's something creative I know I can do with them. Okay, it's going to be awesome. That's going to be my bonus. That's a bonus round. You get them all, bonus round. Okay? Let's. Oh, we got some tape on this still. For the cleave. Cleave is in... Let's be careful now. Let's not get too spastic with the cleave. Right, now this is coming... Oh my God, this thing is nuts. Wow. This is huge. I don't know that I've seen this much plastic on any sculpt that's ever... Not a sculpt like this. Like, this thing is so chunky. It's hard to describe how, like, weighty and chunky this thing is. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Look at the scaling of it. The eyes are done phenomenally well. I love they put a gloss on the eyes so they catch the light. That's done really well. The tongue looks almost real, so they nailed that sculpting and coloring. All of the hair is done really, really well, and it looks very similar to, I would say, ape-like hair that they've done in some other sculpts. It's a very similar look with the blacks and it looks like two different colors of brown that they use. And then that's matched with this really nice black and gray skin that they've put here, which looks really good. The claws are like a dark gray. They're not black. And I'm actually glad they did that because they look more realistic and they match in to the model better. This is amazing. And then you got a nice rock here that's sculpted on the base that the fist is down on, which looks really cool. And I also like the fact of how they sculpted the look of this, because they could have just put all the fists down like this. And I like the fact that they put the two back arms and fists down, where the front you got the punch and then the big hit, which is really cool. And let's look at some scaling here. I'll move these off to the side for a second. Let's look at some scaling here with the actual Udaak. We're going to get this little farmer right here. I believe this farmer with the axe could definitely go up against this. So we're going to put that farmer right there. And you can see the scale, just the massive scale. You know, I even get one of these bigger models like this. You can see the massive scale that this has got going on. That is nuts. That is so cool. So if you could only imagine going up against this thing with a party, there you go. They have nailed it on this one. And I'll also say, one of the things that I'm picking up here on the sculpting of this, let me put these back in line here with the factions they belong to. The one thing that I'm seeing here that's a little bit different than I think I've seen in some of these other sculpts, which I like, is it has a multi-layer sculpting. And what I mean by that is there is a layer that's sculpted onto the base layer, and there's a layer that's sitting on top of that layer that's sculpted as well. And you can see that by these little pieces here that are higher than the other side. You can see them here on this side. So it is clear that this is almost like another piece that's laid on top when it's doing its sculpting. You can see, you'll see on the miniature cam up under this arm here how it goes up under the fur, where that fur is sculpted out and kind of hangs over the arm. That's done really well. It's very, very cool. Very cool. Wow. Okay, that's it, team. That is the brand... Oh, my God. That's it, team. This is the brand new Wildemount set from Wizkids and Critical Role. Again, you'll be able to get your hands on these June the 2nd, 2021. You will also be able to get these fantastic sculpts and these sets. They will be sold in the sets like we had here on the video. So I highly recommend these, especially if you are a Critical Role fan. You're going to love these. So hit that like, click the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time.